We're here. Happy New Year from Evolutionary TV, Evolutionary TV, 12 Days to Relief, Day 11. Tonight and tomorrow night is it. I'm your host, Terry Earthwind Nichols, along with
Linda Veterans Nichols with a cold. He gave it to me. It's his fault.
I did. My fault. I did it. Congratulate me later.
Right.
So we're talking about Stuck, a PTSD story. A story about a delightful young sophomore in high school and PTSD, how it came about, and how we helped her with it. So I'm going to pass it over because there's a delightful story lead-in to this whole thing as a great interview that Linda had with her in one of her books. So Linda, why don't you go ahead?
Well, I had an interview online. She was in one of my summits, and then we put some of those interviews together in this book. I don't know if it's backwards to you guys, but we are one woman and we do shine, unity without uniformity. And it was so cute because when Allie finished the CR, and that was something that she was struggling with for about 2 months before we met her, there had been a house fire in their neighborhood, and some of the embers had gone over to their house, and so she was really struggling. She wasn't getting any sleep. Thank goodness it was summer. And when she got herself all straightened out through the CR process, then when it was time to go back to school, she was a little bit worried about like triggering and how the stress of school was going to affect her. And she said in the interview, I remember that I was really concerned about going back to school. I wondered if I would be able to keep my grades up and stay on the new neural pathway, or just start to experience the whole post-traumatic stress again. I was worried how that might affect my grades, and then how that might affect how my parents were going to react. And you guys just helped me, you talked me through it and helped me to realize that if I just stayed on the new neural pathway and I continued to do all the things I was doing, then it would be all right. And it really helped me because I currently have straight A's. Yeah. I have a good relationship with all of my teachers. They are really great about talking to me about assignments, and I haven't had any problems with my parents since the CR. And I'm like, wow, right? And she says, I haven't gotten into any trouble. And I'm like, yay, every parent will now want their child to go through the CR session. I love it. And Terry and I have opened up a nonprofit, and our first project is helping veterans and their families and kids ages 16 and up. And a lot of times the veterans we're helping with suicide ideation and military sexual trauma.
Obvious PTS is a big part of it as well. Great story, great person. 16 years old when she went through this. As soon as she turned 18, she became a practitioner.
Yeah.
Very
and so did her mom.
And so did her mom.
And she's a stepdaughter of a vet, an Army vet.
Yeah. And so just a delightful story. And some questions that you might have also might be around, okay, I go through this process. How do I memorize all this stuff so that I'm always on the neural pathway or whatever? You don't. It's natural. Okay? It's all about noticing a trigger that comes. And triggers can come anytime after CR. They do for me. They just did the other day. As many of you know on prior broadcasts, I just lost one of my service dogs. And triggers come up. And when they do, you recognize them. Through our process, there's 3 questions that we ask. You go through those 3 questions very quickly. It doesn't take hardly any time, and it's gone. The trigger's gone. And it stays gone. Okay? And will there be more? Sure. Because we take in a couple of million memories a day. So there's always plenty for the mind to ask you what you think about this one. Maybe I can get you to vibrate like you have all of your life. Well, no, that's not who you are, and you get to change all of that.
And that's about noticing.
Yes. Being present.
Noticing, oh, I'm being triggered. Boom. Right?
Exactly.
And what we teach that they can do about that.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm often quoted, presence is the point where manifestation becomes action. Whatever you're manifesting, the rest of your life, a good business, whatever, you know, it's important to just be present.
Mhm.
The quality of time that you spend with another person, once you're fully present and focused on them, is huge.
I think the difference is that it's a conscious trigger, not an unconsciously driven trigger where you're
Yes.
completely out of control. It's like, okay, I've got these feelings and here's how I'm going to deal with it. Who's helping to stir up those feelings and then release and neutralize that person as well.
Well, that's another episode of Evolutionary TV. I'm
Uh-huh.
Terry Earthwind Nichols, along with
Linda Vectis Nichols.
See you tomorrow for day 12. Thanks for stopping. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.